Bob Kravitz from The Athletic joins us from Indianapolis Colts camp as he is ready to dive into that as that is getting started. Bob, how are you, sir?
I'm tremendous. Getting ready to go see if Carson Wentz can throw a football.
Yeah, straight from last time I saw you was the Big Ten Media Days last week. Now the Colts camp starting. Everything, the machines are starting to move.
And as a journalist, I can now feed the beast because there are things to write about. I don't have to pull columns out of my left ear. So
well, that doesn't.
And we got the NBA. We got the NBA draft tomorrow too.
Yeah, that does not seem to be a problem right now coming up with content. Of course, you're at Colts camp. Start there. Things get ready to start. Carson Wentz, the new era there. A lot of things going on, of course, behind the scenes with Coach Reich and all of that. But at least it's here.
At least it's here. It's kind of. I was just talking with Zach Kiefer, one of my colleagues at The Athletic, and there was just a story that 3 Colts players are on the COVID list. And I just told him, I said, dude, it's going to be a long year. You know, I mean, when your coach who's been vaccinated starts out on the COVID list and then 3 players are on the COVID list before we even get started, this is not a good sign. And this is a team that's got 60% of its players vaccinated, which is among the lowest, if not the lowest percentage in the league. So that's really problematic. And it would be a damn shame. Well, first, if anybody gets sick, but, concomitant with that is, this might be the difference between being a really great team and a team that falls short. And that would be a shame.
Yeah, it would. I'm looking forward to everything getting started, looking forward to all the camps getting open, including IU football, the colleges around as that gets kicked off, even high schools. Everything's getting ready to get going. So we're all excited about that, getting to get out and go to games again. That'll be exciting for the fans. Hopefully we get back to that if things stay the way they are. But what's it like out there? There's got to be a lot of excitement, a lot of questions. You got a new quarterback.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's first, it's great that the fans are here. Let's start with that. They won't be able to get autographs and do the usual things that they've done in the past, but at least they can come and watch and connect with the team. And I think that that's great. Look, there are a lot of questions. There are questions about the secondary. There's a question about who's going to handle left tackle while Eric Fisher, comes back. There are questions about the pass rush, how quick Kwity Paye and people like that come along. But ultimately, it's about Carson Wentz and whether he can recapture some of that magic that he had when he previously worked with Frank Reich. I guarantee you, you're going to see every stat imaginable. Every time Carson Wentz scratches the back of his head, it's going to be a tweet.
Huh.
Dylan, you get to follow.
That's one of my favorite genres of tweet is the reporters all writing about literally everything that the new acquisition does during camp. I'm sure you're familiar with that after years on the beat, Bob.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like when with Peyton when he started out, I remember. This was pre-Twitter, pre-internet, for God's sake. But when John Elway came to the Broncos, as their pick, and literally the 2 newspapers would fight over who was able to figure out what he was having for lunch. I mean, they fought the newspaper war over the Elway watch, and they had a column every day, Elway watch, and they literally chronicled every little thing he did.
So we talk about a 24/7 media market nowadays. Maybe it's not so different than it was in the past.
Maybe not. It's just a different forum. But yeah, Carson's going to be in the crosshairs. There's no doubt about it. And it can't help that his head coach is not available for the first couple of days. But I think that that's something small that they can surmount. The problem is how many of these guys are going to get sick. How many of these guys are going to get caught up in contact tracing? When you got 60% of your team vaccinated, it's a recipe for disaster. Trust me. I hope to God I'm wrong, but I just think this team may have taken itself out of contention with its decisions that it made this offseason.
Have you heard anything about whether that Reich getting sick has kind of changed anyone's, I mean, not sick, but testing positive has changed anyone's mind on whether to get vaccinated? Is that anything that they've talked about?
We only had access to players yesterday. We talked to 8 of them. Five were vaccinated. One was on the fence. Oh, no, one had 1 shot and the other 2 had not been vaccinated. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to say, well, he got vaccinated. He got sick anyway, so why should I get a vaccine? I think it garbles the message. The truth of the matter is, if 59-year-old Frank Reich had gotten the COVID variant and had not been vaccinated, God only knows what kind of health problems he would be dealing with right now. You shudder to think about it, but how many 59-year-olds, I don't know if he's got any pre-existing conditions, but end up on a ventilator or fighting for their lives, wishing they had taken the vaccine. So that's the real story, is that the vaccine basically helped save Frank Reich from a very serious situation. But I think a lot of players are looking at it the wrong way.